For more on all this, let's bring in Judge Andrew Napolitano, Fox News senior judicial analyst and host of Liberty File on Fox Nation. Judge, thankfully, you're able to join us here. I know you were able to dig through the 172 pages of this decision. 6-3 decision dealt with 3 individual cases. What is your reaction?
Well, our colleague just very nicely articulated what is going on here in the court. I mean, basically, this is 172 pages over the meaning of the word sex. Did the word sex, S-E-X, the simple word sex, mean in 1964 what it means today? Or is the court just to interpret the statute in accordance with the plain meaning of the word as it is understood by the public? So look, in 1964, no one in the Congress thought that this applied to the LGBTQ community. The community was not organized. It wasn't called that then. Nobody thought it applied to gay and lesbians. We know that because Congress in 1964, when it was debating the Civil Rights Act of 1964, attempted to add protection for gays and lesbians, and it defeated that. Does that mean that Congress didn't want the protection in there? Or does it mean that the people that wanted to add it in there wanted to add it as a poison pill so that the entire statute would be defeated in 1964? Justice Gorsuch says none of that history matters. What matters is the word that Congress used, and it used the word sex. And when a human being is discriminated against on the basis of sexual orientation or sexual attraction or sexual behavior, that is discrimination based on sex, and therefore it is prohibited. This is what we call a landmark decision because it will have a radical effect in 17 states. So why do I say 17 states? Because in the other states, this already is the law, like in New York, where we work, in New Jersey, where I am at the moment, it already is the law under state law. But now, as of 10 o'clock this morning, it's the law everywhere in the United States.
Does this open the door to a host of other challenges when it comes to discrimination, Judge, talking about the landmark case that this is?
I think it probably does. The Civil Rights Act of '64 prohibits discrimination in public accommodations and in employment. So even though this decision today just involves employment, people will use the language, the rationale of the 6-3 majority to make other arguments for public accommodations as well. Again, only in the 17 states, I'm counting the District of Columbia, only in the total, so it's 51, only in the 17 states that don't have a state civil rights law that protects sexual orientation. You know, that's always the fear of the dissent, that we're opening up the door, that this is a slippery slope. Justice Gorsuch says, in answer to that, we're ruling on the basis of the facts before us. When a new case comes to us, we'll rule on that.
All right, so the court says federal law protects those workers from discrimination. It is a landmark case, and we'll have more continuing coverage on that throughout the day on the Fox News channel. But, Judge, I want to first ask you before you go about the ongoing situation in this country when it comes to shutdown orders. You and I have talked a lot about that. There's a new threat from the governor of New York State, Andrew Cuomo, who says if I don't see proper social distancing happening, which we are seeing people congregate in the streets, outside bars, and everywhere in New York, then I'm going to shut it down again. Here's the governor.
I am warning today, in a nice way, consequences of your actions. We have 25,000 complaints statewide. I'm not going to turn a blind eye to them. If we have to close, then people are going to hold you accountable.
So he's talking about having to shut down a second time, Judge, as so many businesses are struggling to even make it through, and many didn't even make it at all.
You know, Governor Cuomo's been my friend for many years. He sounds like a grouch I didn't hear him complaining about the demonstrations in the streets not following social distancing. He's only complaining when people are enjoying themselves in the bars in lower Manhattan and on the beaches of Long Island this week. Look, we've come to a point where people have had enough, where they recognize that what governors are issuing are guidelines, and if they want to take the chance to live as normal human beings again, they're entitled to take that chance. If he shuts things down again, I don't think you're going to see compliance, and I think you're going to see police saying, forget about it. We have more important things to worry about than who's wearing a mask and who's out on the street and who's 6 feet from the person on the sidewalk.
Well, as you know, the mayor, the governor, they've sent out these social distancing ambassadors, I guess they're calling them, to make sure people are enforcing good behavior on the streets. It's really something to watch. We'll see what happens next. Judge, thank you on all of that for us. Thank you, Judge.